Alright, hi again. So this is the second video. This one talk about second derivative implicit. So what we do is that, again, second derivative means you take derivative again. So for this one, we give you a simple question, just so that you can see it. Given x squared plus y squared equal 25, so if you recall, there's like a circle on the graph, right? And then the radius is 5, if you remember that, that's the graph. So if I'm taking the derivative, the first term is going to be 2x plus 2y equal to 0, and I'm missing dy over dx equal to 0. Okay. For this one, now we want to take derivative again, but before we do that, we need to get dy over dx by itself. So move 2x, so 2y dy over dx, excuse me, sorry, equal to negative 2x, right? To get dy over dx by itself, we divide by 2y. So we have negative 2x over 2y. If I simplify, it's negative negative x over y. Okay, so that is first derivative. We're going to take the derivative again from here. So this, you have two options. Either you move the y up like this, negative x times y, negative 1, and use use product rule, or you leave it like this one, negative x over y, and use quotient rule to take the derivative. So I'm going to use quotient, and you want to, we can try the product rule afterward. So I'm going to take the derivative again. When you take the derivative, it's going to be dy squared over d squared x. To indicate you take derivative of y again with respect to x one more time. And honestly, I don't know why the second, the exponent 2 is not by dx. I don't have a good explanation for that, so sorry. Alright, so we take the derivative, quotient rule, so the denominator to the second power. So I'm taking the derivative of x, which is negative 1, times y, minus negative x times y, derivative of y, which is 1. But because you take the derivative of y, so I have to write dy over dx. Okay, this example was asking, if you go back, was asking for the second derivative. So a couple of things that I need to do is that let's simplify. Negative y minus a negative become a positive dy over dx over y squared. So the problem is we have this dy over dx right here. We cannot leave it there. We need to do something with it. And this is the Algebra 2 skill, a pre-cal skill that you need to pull back, is that substitution, right? We know dy over dx, if you go back, dy over dx is negative x over y. So you can go back, that's what we're going to do. We're replacing the dy over dx. Right, so now negative y plus x, negative x over y squared. Okay, so this would be y squared negative y minus x squared over y. Again, in calculus and math, normally, most of the time, they would ask you to simplify all the way. So, let's simplify. We cannot leave the problems with a fraction like that. So, now let's practice your algebra skill. How do we simplify this? Okay, so we have sorry, we have negative y minus x squared over y, the whole thing over y squared. So there's a couple options. So look at this one. I see y squared over 1. So this divide is the same as negative y minus x squared over y times 1 over y squared, right? Because you divide a fraction is the same as you multiply. Now we can multiply it in, so negative y over y squared minus x squared over y to the third. So let's see, I have a negative 1 over y squared minus x squared over y to the third. No, I make a mistake. It should be negative 1 over y and minus x squared over y to the third power. Sometimes, if this is a free response, you can leave it. But if we run into a multiple choice, they may want you to combine the two fractions. So we look for common denominator. So I multiply, which if they want you to do that, if there's a multiple choice and they combine, instead of simplify this step right here, I would keep it. And I'm going to just multiply, right? So I'm saving my step. So this, if they don't need to combine, then you can move on. If they want you to combine like term, then I'm going to start from here. Okay? So this is y3, this is y second power, so multiply by y, multiply by y. So multiply by y values, right? So negative y squared over y to the third minus x squared over y to the third, which is y squared minus x squared over y to the third power. So this will be another option that you may run into. Depend. Is this a multiple choice? Is this a free response? These are just the final product, and if you get your skill, you can look for that solution, right? This, you can leave it like this. If it's a free response, multiple choice, sometimes you have to combine like terms, you have to combine the two fractions. So this is what you do when you take second derivative using implicit differentiation. The one problem is when you get into dy over dx, if you go back, dy over dx, on your second derivative, what you need to do is go back and pull the first derivative and substitute it in, then simplify. Okay? So the steps that for taking second derivative is take first derivative. Step 2, isolate dy over dx. Right? Step 3, take second derivative. Okay? And then replace dy dx with the expression that you have from step 2. That you have from step 2. And then step 5, simplify. Okay? Alright, that is what you need to do. That's what you need to know for second derivative. If they ask you to plug in to find the second derivative at a certain point, then what I would do is that instead of simplify, I just put in the values and find that. We'll do more example like those. We'll give you more practice later on. But for now, hopefully this would help you with the homework. And keep in mind the homework is due Monday. The second handout that we gave it to you a couple days ago. So good luck with your homework. If you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on Monday.